Hey, collective. Y'all, I'm back. I just want to kick it, hang out, just chill. No big deal, no sense of urgency. How y'all doing? Thank you again for tuning in to this episode of Coded Intuition. I feel like I told y'all thank you already. Or maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. I'm doing a lot of fidgeting around right now. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. Like I say, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Coded Intuition. Y'all already know what it is. The intention is set for positive growth, forward movement, and self-healing. That's just what it is over here, y'all. So, we've been doing a nice little bit of talking lately, and we had talked about some stuff that I jotted down before the first episode of this series that I'm recording and putting out for you guys right now. And we talked about the reverse looking glass. Most of the readings were not intentionally set to look at these particular things. It's just these are the things that I jotted down that was popping up in my mind as I was prepping to do a video for you guys. But it was the reverse looking glass. It was I'm trying to call it off the top of my head from memory. It was the what was it? Parasites and vampire like energy. It was the purple stone. It was something else, and then it was the song I was hearing, and I wrote the words down differently than what I was hearing, and the way I wrote the words down, it was saying we've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go, something like that. So the last reading I did, I was talking to y'all about how that purple stone was just like really stuck in my head, and I felt the need to just go ahead and look further into the purple stone, and I brought y'all a video about the purple stone. Okay, so I took a nap eventually after I did that that recording, and I I don't know, the fluorite. The rainbow fluorite was really on my mind, but remember I showed y'all the amethyst and the rainbow fluorite, and the I showed y'all two different amethysts and one rainbow fluorite, but I saw that this amethyst, I had a dream about this amethyst and this rainbow fluorite, and I can kind of picture making something like a cluster, like bracelet for myself. That'd be pretty, right? But that rainbow fluorite was on my mind. Remember, I read to you guys about the amethyst, right? So when I woke up from that little dream, I had to go further into the rainbow fluorite. That ain't the first time that I've done it. That's the reason why I like working with the gemstones or the jewelry, because every piece of jewelry have meaning to it. And I like working with the chips because it makes every piece of jewelry unique also. But so I looked at the rainbow fluorite, and y'all listen to this. Let me see if I can find the right one. I probably don't need my glasses on for this. What was I at? I think I went here. I don't remember closing it out though. Yeah, okay, so listen to this. It says spiritually, rainbow fluorite is good for enhancing intuition, promoting mental clarity, and protecting against negative energy. It goes on to say it enhances intuition and spiritual awareness, protects against negative energy, promotes mental clarity and focus, facilitates emotional healings, and supports spiritual growth. But it was something else I looked at also. Let me see. Something I looked at showed like the whole breakdown of the specific colors that's in the rainbow fluorite and how they work together, right? It was real interesting. So I think what I'm gonna do is make a bracelet probably for myself with that rainbow, oh shoot, with that rainbow fluorite and the um the amethyst, the more cloudy version of the amethyst. So I don't know what I just did here. I don't know what I just did here. I wasn't trying to do it no way, whatever that was. But anyway, that's enough about that. That was just a little idea I had. that's why I like making jewelry, because like I say, each piece of jewelry that I make. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I knew I had put myself in a situation where I was gonna be doing some extra stuff that I don't intend on doing on camera. Y'all okay? Anyway, like I said, that's why I like working with the gemstones, and especially the gemstone chips, because every piece of jewelry is unique, and every combination of gemstones that I put together have specific meanings behind it, and support certain energetic fields, energetic level vibrations or whatever. I think I'm saying it all kind of wrong. But what I was realizing was one of the things that we haven't gone in depth about is the parasite vampire energy. And I wasn't necessarily looking to create a video about that, but I had decided that if any information about that type of energy was gonna fall out and we was able to talk about it, it was gonna come out this What's the Tea deck. So I'm sitting up here shuffling the cards, flipping through the cards like I normally do as I'm preparing or whatever. And these two cards fell out, which like screenshot, getting evidence, proof, and facts, and it's a happiness hater. And it's almost certain that when I'm just flipping through these cards, shuffling them, these is two of the cards that might almost fall out almost every time. And it's a few more that falls out almost every time. And I get it. I get it, because we all have situations and circumstances that we have to navigate through. But that getting screenshots, kind of reminded me that, with that reverse looking glass, it's like we talked about it. Somebody is so invested in trying to figure out what it is that you got going on, paying so much attention to you. And as I was sitting here thinking about it, I had to put the deck down because it was like the whole story that I was seeing unfold. It's like, if that's the story that's going to come up, that's the story we're going to talk about on camera. If not, the right story going to come out. But it almost seemed like, it's like they so invested in, spying on you and your energy till they even sending you subliminal messages. Like once you decide, you make up your mind that you going in a certain direction and you're gonna do things differently or whatever, you will all of a sudden have a flashback, of prior situations and circumstances or whatever. And then you might find yourself in a situation not necessarily second guessing the decision that you made to go in a different direction, but reflecting on the overall picture of everything before you came to the point where you made this decision to go in a different direction, which to a great degree it only slow you down more so than keep you from moving forward, because once your mind is made up and you got your mind set to do what you're gonna do, it, period. But like I say, if any information about that vampiric like energy that's stalking the collective is gonna come out, it's gonna come out through these cards. If not, whatever we finna talk about is what we finna talk about. Okay. So yeah, when I make that bracelet, I have it on. I'll show it to y'all. I'm thinking about making a stretch bracelet. I really like doing the wire wrapping jewelry, but a lot of the wire wrapping techniques that I learned, I also incorporated with like the stretch jewelry that I make as well. And I don't know, I just kind of want to make a stretch bracelet with a particular cluster pattern design. That's going to be interesting. See, like I said, before the camera was rolling, them cards was just popping out. I promise you. And they tend to do that. See, you can't make it up though. You can't make it up. And I was just thinking about that too. This deck got at least 4 different cards that talk about that stalker energy. I know for a fact it's got 3 different cards. I'm picturing maybe 4, but I know it's got more cards that reflect and point out, highlight that stalkerist energy. You know, bring attention to what's going on in the background. Now they got a whole lot to say. It's a whole lot jumping down there. It's a whole lot jumping down there. So, we already know the stalker on the board. I see grudge hold up. That they holding grudges. And they stuck in their head, overthinking, and they stressed out, overanalyzing situations. Or either, if not them, that's like one of their ulterior motives too. They might want to have you being stressed out, stuck in your head, rethinking your decision to go in a certain direction. That could be it too. Like I say, it's almost like they send you subliminal messages. And like, you be sitting up like, now why all of a sudden am I thinking about that? I ain't gave a thought, a second thought, or a third thought to this situation. Somebody needs to be careful. There's some unsavory threats being made. I kind of feel like it's the person that's making the threats that needs to be careful, because those threats can be, I mean, the universe don't take them seriously. Like, you gotta be careful who you call yourself planning on trying to harm. And there go that proof, that photo evidence. They getting that photo proof, that evidence, and that's in the reverse. So it's like it's false evidence. They sitting up here trying to make a story off of falsehoods. They're trying to build a case off falsehoods, like I just said. They argumentative, they combative. Real cute. All right. Okay. That Into You card hit the table, and it's almost like I felt the energy shift. It's like it's a different stalker lurking that's probably admiring you from afar. And you're not, it hasn't been like you might have an inkling that is going on, but it hasn't been stated yet. Let's put it like that. Okay. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Okay. Them a lot of cards that hit the table. It's like an instigator in the background. Like, nah, you want to be nosy, you go ahead, you be nosy. Let me see. So these cards fell out on the stack, and I'm trying to see what order they would have actually fell in. I see now. This deep. This a lot. This a lot to say. This is a whole lot to say, y'all. This is a whole lot to say. We got groupie. This is shine. Your light irritates their demons. When I see that card, I like to refer to it as your light irritates their shadows. Your light exposes their shadows. Dodging bullets, blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. That card always make me pause, because it's almost like the very ones that's trying to cause you the misfortune, the unsavory disposition, are the very ones that's protecting you. They so invested in trying to wreak havoc in your life till they not realizing that they saving you from situations and circumstances that you probably would have found yourself involved in otherwise. Got a stalker, stalking, watching, obsessed, obsessive stalker, huh? Jackpot, winning money, got rich, inheritance, unexpected money, grudge holder, bad reputation, in their head, overthinking, stressed, analyzed, happiness hater. Somebody don't want to see you happy. There's a lot of people in the background. That's that parasite. I mean, parasites don't do nothing but multiply. You know, most parasites multiply asexually, meaning that they don't really have to mate in order to reproduce. So it's like it's a group of them at this point. Traveling is involved. I don't know, you might be mindful of the group that you travel with. Be careful. And then the proof, like I say, is in the reverse position, meaning, you know, signifying to me that it's a falsehood, it's an untruth. Into you, good chemistry, great vibe, positive. Now, I said that it kind of felt like a different energy when that card hit the table, like it might be somebody admiring you from afar, but also like when I looked at that travel card and I said be mindful of the groups that you're traveling with. It could be somebody in that group that's coming across, you know, to you that, you know, like you seem like you have good chemistry with them and you getting good vibes from them and it's positive energy and they coming off as they're into you, but it kind of feel like some manipulation. You know, it kind of feel like manipulation because it's a lot of negativity on the board, right? Scarcity tactics. So it almost feel like grooming type energy. You know what I'm saying? Love bombing. And then once you give in to that those positive vibes and that good chemistry, I don't know where they hit you with that, with the scarcity tactics, hating the fact that you can find other things with, you know, to do with yourself and your time, and little simple things make you happy, and you have other people that's interested in you and you're happy spending time with those other people. They do a lot of overthinking. It kind of feel like I want to say like a schizophrenic like disorder. And where's that other proof picture? That other proof picture. I don't see it. It must have didn't come out. But this getting proof card, it's like almost like they listening to irrational thoughts. They acting off of irrational thoughts, and it's driving them to prove. It's like they got a scenario about you in their head, like perhaps maybe you cheating on them or something like that, and they got that scenario, so they setting out to get proof that specifically backs the narrative that they, the picture that they have painted of you in their head, but they not coming up with that particular type of proof that they looking for. And like I say, it kind of feel kind of like listening to irrational thoughts, and sometimes them listening to those irrational thoughts can cause them to act out in a like threatening manner, have like threatening like behavior, and they kind of, I don't know if you seeing it as they're trying to intimidate you, or if you're actually feeling intimidated by that negative low vibrational energy. But man, if you're in a situation like that, you need to get out of it, because I'm covering that card up. It's got a pew pew on it. I don't know if they trying to prove that you have a bad reputation, or if they have a bad reputation. But I think they trying to prove that you have a bad reputation, and they're not coming up with that evidence. They holding a grudge for some reason or another, and they haven't come clean with it. There's somebody that you definitely know, and it could be a group of people, like they could be working together, or they all could just be moving in the same energy, not intentionally trying to go against you per se. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's something about you that really irritates them, and that's just who you simply are. It's like you have a way about yourself that makes people look in the mirror. They can see their self in their own actions, especially, and that is especially hard for people to deal with when they able to call themselves, I don't know, shaming, burning somebody, clowning somebody for who they are and how they're showing up in a certain situation. But then when you can turn around and say something gently, kindly, compassionately, that causes them to reflect on their own actions and the way that they showing up, and they can see exactly who it is that they call themselves, pointing out to you that you are, that's really irritating for them. I seen it in real life, right? Right in my face. And I was like, ooh, trying to, you ain't got to speak every thought. Now this groupie card, once before it came out when I was doing a reading, and it was something that was just really nagging at me, and I really had to look into groupie. This is somebody that's like, you know how you have those groupies that follow their favorite artists around. They when they favorite artists go on tour, they go on tour with them. They hit every stop on the tour that artist have. This is somebody like that, and they they boost your ego. They always present, always trying to say something positive and something encouraging, but it's like it's a tool that they're using to kind of like catch you off guard and break you down. Is that's what those shadows do, y'all. But see, the whole thing of it is you are protected. You know, you're protected, and honestly, that it kind of feels like that's one of the reasons why they would want to cling to you in the way that they cling to you. Be all up in your business, sending you subliminal messages, watching you through the reverse looking glass. Astro traveling all up in your personal space. One of the reasons is because they see the protection that you have around you, and they want that same protection, and they really feel like the only way they're going to be so protected like that is if they are in good graces with you and able to be around you, especially when a protection is needed. That's wild. And they feel like they hit the jackpot when they came across you. You their personal good luck charm. That's there they go. That's why they want to that's why they have that vampiric like energy when they dealing with you, because it's like you that good luck charm. um it's a lot deeper to that, because you might say something that cause them to think about it. You might not even be talking to them, they just around you, y'all hanging out with y'all friend group or whatever, and something that you say might ring a bell in their head and make them reflect on something, and that reflection might inspire them. You know what, I'm gonna go play that number in the lottery, and next thing you know, they done won, just say $500 off of playing a simple lottery, a simple number in the lottery. It's like you that good luck charm. You get it? And that might be why they so obsessed. It's like you got a very good energetic field, and they really need to be in that surrounding. It's like they they leeching off of your energy for all of the wrong things. For all of the wrong things, because it feels like you're a really, compassionate, well-rounded, kind-hearted, inspired, uplifting type of an individual, and they just want to be there where everything is happening around you, because blessings everywhere you go is blessings happening, and they really want you. It's almost like it feel like they're a leprechaun, and it's a card in this deck too that's got a leprechaun stalking. A leprechaun looking character stalking, but it almost seems like they feel like you're their good luck charm, and they have to have all of your attention. Wow. Let me see. Do I want to pull this deck out? I think I want to go back to this Adventures in Tarot deck. I think I do. Because this is a journey. That's a whole adventure, dealing with somebody that, is, and even possibly a whole group of people, but like I say, it's like your aura. People can pick up on your energetic field, and people just want to be around good energy like that. People is just naturally attracted to good energy like that, naturally drawn to good energy like that. So I really don't want to I really don't want to say that it's all done intentionally, because some of those people in that group could be learning how to move with that type of energy in that type of a low vibrational way, and not realizing actually that that's what they doing, because it's like you learn from your peers in your environment, and you're not really seeing that that's what you're doing. I'm keeping in mind that when this card fell, it kind of fell sideways, but we're going to see what it is eventually. So, I don't know. There go that 9 of Wands again. But you definitely have some people that intentionally do it. It almost feel like somebody is like the head vampire in the group, and they teaching people how to siphon energy from other people and how to use other people to their advantage. It almost feel like a classroom setting. They sitting up talking about it intentionally. It's like, you don't believe me? Watch this. Because that was a lot of cards that just fell out right there. It's like, they set examples. They sit up and they talk about it like, would you believe it if I told you that I could get somebody to act this way, that way, and the other way? Nah, man, you on that, you on that special stuff, that other stuff. You tripping. Nah, watch this. and they go do some goofy stuff to get you to respond, and then you respond in that way, and they like, see, I told you. It's like they teaching people how to be manipulative and deceitful. I thought that was a lot of cards. That was really only three. We got the Six of Cups. I said the Six of Cups. That's the Eight of Cups. Well, what was that other card that I see here out here that I said was the Eight of Cups? That's the Eight of Cups. That's but I don't know why this card is looking like the Six of Cups to me. But this is like somebody that's following their dreams. Well, setting sail. I don't know. It almost looks like they leaving their dreams and their ambitions behind. Honestly, in this particular Eight of Cups, it's like they're not buying into the illusion. Okay. This is Justice. This is Hermit. Five of Swords, Nine of Rods, Knight of Cups. To arise, need I say more? All we gotta do is rewind the tape, run the episodes back. This is like the grand culmination. I say every time somebody is on their pathway of, becoming what it is that they actually desire to become, who it is that they actually desire to become, and creating a universe that they actually desire to create. Here come that flighty energy, and it's a distraction. It's like they bring in chaos and confusion with them. They bringing in war tactics. They using war tactics, and like for real war tactics. And one too many times the battle can become bloody. Just y'all keep that in mind. And this is somebody again that's dealing with monetary lack to keep them, to get them to where it is that they trying to be in life, and they seeing you as a useful tool to get them there. But at the same time, too, with these swords on the board too, it's also telling me that there's a certain level of irrationality that goes along with that, whatever the monetary lack it is that they're having, and they're willing to do whatever it is to get the monetary means they need in order to achieve their desired outcome. And again, like in that last reading, even if that means hurting you, they don't care. They down for it, cause you they good luck charm. Remember I said that King of Swords in that reading looked like he was saying, how dare you decide to make changes and make decisions about your life concerning you without my input. That's kind of the feel of this. And this battle is like, yeah, going into hermit mode. I'm gonna need for you to go into hermit mode, but not directly into hermit mode. I don't need for you to go into hiding, but I need for you to be willing to take an inward journey, do some soul searching, do some reflecting, and know that you deserve better. And those empty promises, those fantasies that this person is constantly coming in, offering you things that you notice is not attainable between you and that person or that group of peoples, that collaboration, walk away from that. It's like you leaving the cups behind and you going into the storm, but on the other side of that storm is illumination. The moon is highlighting the pathway, and there's illumination, is peace and calm on the other side of that storm. But these is empty cups that you're leaving behind. It's empty dreams, empty hopes, empty aspirations. You can't get there being partnered up with somebody that's really hating on who you actually are, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. They may even attack you because you emotional, quote unquote. You know, it's like they might be like, I'm the man, you got too much feminine energy going on with you or whatever. You overly emotional and you're not thinking with your head, but at the same time it's them. If you just listen to the conversation, it's them that's overly emotional because ain't nobody yapping but you. You know what I'm saying? If you listening and you able to hear the criticisms that they throwing at you, you're not hearing yourself talk, you hearing them talk. So it's them that's really being overly emotional. And like I say, you will end up saying something that causes them to see themselves in whatever negative energy that it is that they trying to highlight in you. And that really, really irritates them. And that can become volatile. That's why this Eight of Cups is telling you to walk away from it. You know, you may feel like there is some love there because the suit of cups, it's all about emotions. And most people's, when they think about emotions, the first thing they think about is love. But emotions are volatile, and it's more than just love. It's love, it's hate, it's where people, I got anxiety. No, you just out of control emotionally. You can't, you know, calm yourself down right now. You know, I got PTSD. Yeah, you running off with fear, you know. And don't think that I'm like mocking those situations, because I'm speaking from a place of understanding, honestly, and it should be obvious. So it's it's okay to, even though you had big dreams and big hopes for that connection, that collaboration or whatever, it's okay to like just separate yourself from those empty cups, because it's like um you're in a place where you feeling vulnerable and exposed, and you don't have a support system, and this person, these people that you have so much love and adoration for, that you really think would have your back, actually don't have your back. So the best thing for you to do is Eight of Cups the situation. Walk away from things that's not serving your best interest. So that's what it is that I have for you guys. I guess about the vampiric like energy. I hope it was something that was said in the message that allowed you to see things from a different point of view, a different perspective, inspired you to move differently, energetically, and encourage you to allow yourself to be who you are, and you be the love that you need in your life. All right, collective, I really appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Coded Intuition. And until next time, you guys be blessed.